What's up YouTube fam, welcome back to the channel. Today I have a very requested video. To be honest, this is one of the first ones that's actually been highly requested, and it's how I groom and style my eyebrows. It's going to be very straightforward. I'm going to give you my best tips and tricks on how to think when it comes to your eyebrows, because we all know it ain't the easiest thing. Like you go from like being okay, and then suddenly like half your brow is gone and you're like, wait, who was here? What? FYI, my overall strategy is to not do too much myself. Don't try to get them too even. Just don't try too much, because it's very difficult to like see your own face from a point of view where you can do your brows evenly yourself. Trust me, I've tried multiple times. I tried to make them even. I tried to make them look like something else. Just tried so much. We already know the rule. They're not twins, okay? Don't try to make them twins. Don't even try to make them sisters. Be fine with them being distant relatives. Be fine with it. We're gonna get into the tutorial. But first, if you're new here, welcome. My name is Nats, and I want my channels to be a space where we take an as realistic and true but also fun approach to beauty. So if you like the idea of that, please subscribe and go follow me on Instagram, because it's all fun over there too, I think. Wow, I'm a great saleswoman. Anyways, let's get into the tutorial.
First of all, a couple of things that you will need. Of course, a spoolie. This is my favorite spoolie for when I do my soap brows. It's the spoolie at the other end of the Anastasia Beverly Hills angle brush. I really like this one because it's so wide and sturdy and thick. My brows are very stubborn, and it takes a lot to brush them upwards and keep them there. So I need a very thick and sturdy spoolie for that. Second, and very important, is a small pair of scissors. Please, please, please don't try to trim your brows with kitchen scissors. I've done this multiple times, and each time it turns out catastrophical. When you're trimming your eyebrow hairs, you're trimming off such a short length, and you just can't be that precise with kitchen scissors. So please spend a couple dollars, buy a small pair of scissors like this. This next one, I bet you expected. This is the thing about African black soap and styling your brows with it. There's nothing that is as affordable and as long lasting and as comfortable on your brows. I've tried so many brow gels and nothing keeps them up all day like soap does. And also, this is like $3 or $4 and is available at like every drugstore. And it will last me my whole life, I think. Grab your tweezers. I like mine from Tweezerman a lot, so if you don't have a pair or if you're looking for a new pair, I can really recommend them. I stay the hell away from waxing or threading at home because, especially with waxing, there's just a big risk with like ripping off skin or burning yourself, and also with threading and waxing, it just goes so quickly. Like one little small wrong move and you're looking like Drew Barrymore circa 95. So of course, this can happen with tweezing as well, but I just feel like you need to take more steps, to end up there with tweezing. So I just stick to tweezing. It's safer, okay? Lastly, the best brow product of all times. This is the Urban Decay Brow Blade. I love this because it's a small felt tip applicator, meaning that it's so easy to draw on hair-like strokes. You'll see it very soon in action. Okay, so I always start with brushing my brow upwards because that's the way I wear them when they're styled. So that's the way I want to also trim them and groom them and pluck them. So when it comes to grooming or, trimming with the scissors, I would absolutely say the less is more. So the only place that I trim my brows is where I'm combing right now, and it's in the middle section of my brow, because when I style them, these hairs are very long and I style them upwards, and then this middle section of my brow becomes the widest, and it's just not a good look. You want the widest part of your brow to be at the front, and then it becomes slimmer and slimmer. This way you get a long, arched, elongated brow. I don't trim the start of my brow. I let that stay long and fluffy because I feel like a long and fluffy start of your brow is really what gives an overall impression of a fluffy and natural brow. I also don't touch the tail of my brow because the tail of my brow, and for most people, is where you have the least density of hair. So it's the most sensitive towards trimming because it can easily get that chopped off look in the hairs, and you can easily end up with holes in your brows. And for most people, that's just not the look that they're going for. Next up, I style my brows with soap before I tweeze them, and that is because When I tweeze them when they're styled, I remove less hair. I used to do it the other way around. I would tweeze them when they were not styled, and I always found that once I styled them, I could see that I had just removed way too much. This way, I just keep them thicker, fluffier, and more natural. Next up, I'm just using a water-based mist for the bar. Usually I just run the bar under some water, but since I'm filming, this is more convenient. Then I go in with my spoolie and I start rubbing it into the soap. What you want here is a thick, waxy texture, and the secret is really in the amount of water. Too little will be too dry, you won't get any wax, and too much will lather it up too much, and you don't want that foamy, lattery texture. You want it to be thick and waxy. If you haven't used soap for your brows before, this is just a matter of practice, to be honest. After a couple of times, you will learn exactly how much water you need for your soap bar. Now I just go in with the soap. I start in the middle of my brow because that's where I need the most support, so I want the most product there. Then I do the tail, and then I do the front. And as you can see, I'm very delicate and light-handed. Once I ran through the entire brow with some soap, I like to go in and shape them a bit more. Here you can see that I'm taking the middle section and the tail of my brow, and I'm actually angling it more towards my temple rather than upwards. I'm doing this because, as I said before, the middle section of my brow has very long hair, and I don't want it to be very thick in the middle, so that's why I drag them outwards rather than upwards. This is a new little trick that I learned recently, and it's just going in with my finger and flattening down all the hairs. I do this partly because I like the look. They become more shiny and just sleek, but also because when I press them downwards, they do look a little bit darker, and my eyebrow hairs are a little bit grayer than my hair, so this way they just match better. And if I accidentally mess up the shape with my finger, I just go in and fix it up with the spoolie. And sometimes I get small little lumps of soap stuck around my eyebrow, so I just clean it up with a damp Q-tip. Now it's time to tweeze, and as I said, you can see now it's very visible which one of the hairs are outside of my shape or whatever I want my brow shape to be. So it's just easy to start go in and tweeze, and as with the trimming, less is more. As you can see, there are a few ones that are under the arch of my brow that aren't really part of the shape, but I just still find that they give a lot of fluffiness and naturalness to the brow, so I don't want to remove all of them. I'm just removing the ones that are screwing up the clean and straight line of my brow. Now I'm just taking away a few that are on the top of my brow. I honestly don't really care if there's a few ones. I'm not the person who needs to have like a perfectly clean brow. I like when they're a little bit rough around the edges. Who cares? They are way too many anyways to try to remove all of them. But yes, the unibrow must go though. Now look at that difference. Look how much thicker the eyebrow with the soap looks than the one that doesn't have it. Crazy. Most of the times I don't even fill my brows in, but I wanted to show you this because this is my perfect, best, favorite ever brow product. It's the Urban Decay Brow Blade, and as you can see, it just looks like a felt tip liner. Sorry for the focus sucking right now, but in 1 or 2 seconds, you'll see the most perfect created hair-like strokes. Like, it's crazy, and it's so easy to use. I mean, look at this. I just gave myself a completely new brow and I extended it with like ½ an inch. Anyways, I just go in with spoolie and I kind of just brush it through to soften it up a little bit. I usually stop here, but I just wanted to go in another round to show you how buildable this product is and how easy it is to blend it out with the spoolie and make it look so natural. And just finishing it all up with adding some definition to the tail of my brow as well. Okay, wow, I just wanted to show you the difference between it filled in and not filled in. That right eye is just so much more framed and popping so much more, if you ask me. Just one quick disclaimer, the camera picked up the brow product to be a lot more warmer than it looks in real life. It is a little bit warmer than my brow color, which I like because my brows are grayer than my hair color. So once I put this brow product on, actually my brows match my hair better. However, if you're looking to buy this product, I do want to warn you that I have heard a lot of people say that the shades run warmer. So just do your research, check for YouTube videos of people who have bought this product and see what they bought, and you can buy the same for you.
Okay, you guys, that was it for today's video. I hope that this brow tutorial was helpful for you if you feel like you're kind of a little bit lost on what to do, how to think, you know, because it's not an easy thing trying to do this shit at home. Like, it ain't rocket science, but it's kind of close. Okay, thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up. And I'll see you in the next one.